Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and this is my 12th installment of my weekly show on the tube where I get to talk about the different kinds of shows that I've been keeping up with. I did watch a lot of TV this week, but I really didn't finish a whole lot of, say, seasons or catch up on shows in their entirety, so probably next week I'm going to be a lot busier, but we're just going to be talking about a few today. And the first one I'm going to be talking about is the Hulu original series The Great, which is about the rise of Catherine the Great, which is occasionally a true story. So obviously, they make it known this isn't going to be completely historically accurate. But honestly, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of drama. There's some serious emotional moments. There's some tense moments. It has a lot going for it. And Elle Fanning as Catherine is fantastic. She brings a lot of charisma. She gives a very strong performance. And I really enjoyed her character and her arc, as she's this doe-eyed kind of, I just want love, and she has this idyllic look at what a loving relationship's going to be with her new husband, Peter, who is the son of Peter the Great, the Emperor of Russia, and he turns out to be pretty much an unhinged, crazy sociopath on some level. Almost. There are some points where it does kind of seem like he cares, but does he really? And Nicholas Hoult honestly steals this show because he gives such a fantastic performance. He's all in with this character. And there's so many twists and turns with him in particular, and he's just, no matter how horrible the things he does, he's always so entertaining to watch. And honestly, the back and forth between the two of them is a lot of fun, and their relationship throughout this mini-series, and I really enjoyed this. It deals a lot with politics, it deals with nationalism, and honestly, it really builds up to a powder keg finale that is intense and emotional. I'm just like, okay, I really enjoyed this, and Hulu does put out a lot of great content when they occasionally do put out their own content, because honestly Hulu's really known for having just about any series, but they do put out some of their own. Now, speaking of something that I've been catching up on Hulu, my girlfriend and I for a while now have been watching The Venture Brothers, and she had watched it previously, bits and pieces of it. I had never watched it before, but after watching and catching up on the 7 seasons of it, which usually I check in when I finish a season, but I figured this one just catch up on it. And before I really talked about it, I absolutely love this show. And being somebody who loves so much pop culture, I am like the ideal audience to The Venture Brothers. I did watch Johnny Quest and stuff like that, which this show starts off being very specifically a spoof and a lampoon of that idea. And then it builds so much into spoofing Bond and Marvel Comics, DC Comics, all kinds of different things, and just the fun satirical look at heroes and villains and the bureaucracies of all of their dealings, and it's just like, you really get an emotional connection to so many characters in the show and watching them grow, and from this insecure, just kind of underperforming scientist, Rusty Venture, Brock Sampson, favorite character, Patrick Warburton is an absolute delight, kills it a lot, kills a lot of people in this show, but really delivers in his performance. And you have Hank and Dean Venture, the two kids, which they start off really stupid, but like they really get their moments too. And just all the villains, the Monarch, and all the different things, all the Doctor Strange spoofs, all of the Bond spoofs. There's a lot of Spectre spoofing going on in this show, and just from everything, it lampoons basically anything that is like popular culture in terms of film and television, and it does it in such a clever way, and a raunchy way, and a fun way. And I feel like the show just kept getting better and better. And I can't wait for the 8th season to come, because like I'm really hooked into this show. And it really comes into its own besides just spoofing things. because you do get these emotional connections and these character arcs for all these different characters. Like, they deal with the idea of henchmen. Who really spends time thinking about the henchmen and things? Obviously, they're usually just the side supporting character, but there's one particular henchman in this show that really gets to shine and become his own villain, and basically gets to become a partner in crime to one of the villains. And there's just so many jokes and silly puns with names and all kinds of different things. But overall, this is such a great show, and if you really love pop culture, check this out. And then the last one I'm going to be talking about that I finished was in terms of a new Netflix original called White Lines. And basically, this is a cheesy, overly melodramatic, just like soap opera of a mystery thriller. I'm like, this is something that you probably find on like Lifetime, or what's probably a better network. It's like, this is like some daytime TV kind of stuff, except with a bunch of electronic dance music and clubbing and stuff like that. I had enough fun with it. Like, I wouldn't strongly recommend this. It's 10 episodes strong of hour-long episodes, and after a while it's just like, my god, just wrap this up. And I'm going to take some time to talk about it, especially on this week. It's like, you notice, like, I have the show every week. I watch a lot of television. And I'm just going to start taking a little step back, because I feel like I'm watching a lot of things for the sake of watching things, just to review them. And like, I tried starting a couple of episodes. I tried to start a couple other original series on Netflix that came out this week. And I'm just like, ugh, I can't. I just, like, after a while, it's like, sometimes you just want to watch what you want to watch. And, like, I'm in the middle of watching This Is Us, the first season, trying that show out. And honestly, I'm enjoying that quite a bit. And yes, you do need to bring some tissues, because, like, every other moment, there's something sad that's going to be happening. But I'll talk about that more in depth when I finish it. And, like, I'm catching up on the second season of Homecoming, which I love that show. I got to write about that show for Sif Pop with this week's top 10 Amazon series to binge. But in general, I'm probably going to be focusing on some of the things that I really want to watch moving forward. And I'm probably going to slow up on renting so many movies as well that are coming out. But check out throughout this week, because I do have a lot of reviews coming your way. But I do really appreciate everybody who does tune in and check in. And especially watching this show, since this isn't specifically about a film where it's easy, where it's like, oh, I want to hear about that film. This is something where it's just kind of like a wide berth of different shows. So thank you for tuning in and supporting. And as always, thank you for supporting your Wasteland reviewer.